In a quiet suburban neighborhood, an entire family was wiped out. Mom, 2 kids, even the family dog. But this wasn't just murder, it was a performance. And the man everyone trusted played the leading role. Jason Carter, beloved husband, home league coach, church volunteer. When his family was found brutally killed in their own home, the whole nation gasped. Jason said he found them. He called 911, sobbing, screaming, saying someone had broken in. Police believed him. Why wouldn't they? There was no motive, no forced entry, no signs of a struggle, just silence and blood. But then one detective noticed something odd. Jason had blood on the inside of his shirt, under his buttons, like it had seeped through, like he was there when it happened. And the 911 call. They enhanced the background noise. Under Jason's cries, you could hear a faint click, a shell casing, still rolling across the floor. Everything started to unravel, but Jason had an alibi, or so he claimed. Then police made a discovery. On his computer, deleted search history, family annihilators, how to stage a robbery. It wasn't grief, it was research. So why did it take years for Jason to be charged? Because someone came forward. A witness. One who said, Jason confessed the night it happened. But who was this witness? And why did they wait? Because their identity would turn everything upside down. Jason Carter, the grieving husband, turned suspect. Turns out, the blood, the search history, the 911 call, it all pointed to him. But the real twist was still coming. I didn't want to believe it, but that night, he told me everything. This wasn't just anyone. The witness was Jason's own brother, his name, Ryan Carter. They grew up in the same house, same parents, same church pew. But the night of the murders, Jason showed up at his door, pale, shaking, and he said just 4 chilling words, I did something terrible. Ryan thought it was grief, shock, until Jason broke down and described exactly how his wife was shot. Details that were never released to the public. Ryan stayed silent, afraid, confused, loyal, until one day, he received a life insurance document. Jason stood to gain $5 million if his wife and children were gone. That's when Ryan made the call. He told me he shot her while she was still asleep, and he said he thought he'd get away with it. In court, Jason denied everything, said his brother was lying, that police were twisting the facts. He wept on the stand, but Ryan didn't flinch. He said, I loved my brother, but I loved the truth more. The jury deliberated for just 2 hours. Then came the verdict, guilty. But here's the twist. Jason was convicted in a civil court, not criminal, because the state refused to press charges. Wait, what? Yes. Even after all that evidence, Jason walked out of the courtroom, a free man. So what really happened? And why wouldn't prosecutors take the case? Because what happened next involved a secret relationship, a mysterious fire, and one final piece of evidence that may finally put him away for good. Jason Carter, the perfect father, turned family annihilator, blood on his shirt. Googled how to stage a murder. Brother's testimony, damning. But still, no criminal charges. Just a civil conviction. Jason, still free. Then, 6 months later, another Carter home caught fire, suspiciously, in the dead of night. Narrator chilling whisper, it wasn't Jason's home. It was Ryan's. The witness, the brother, the one who spoke out. Investigators called it arson with intent to intimidate. No fingerprints, no leads, just gasoline residue, and a message, spray painted on the side wall, lies burned too. Ryan and his family were unharmed, but now they were terrified. And Jason, he was nowhere to be found. Reportedly off the grid, camping. No phone, no statement. But while authorities investigated the fire, a former coworker came forward with a secret no one saw coming. He told me he was trapped, said he didn't love her anymore. He wanted a fresh start with me. Jason had been having an affair, long-term, hidden, and the woman had emails, texts, even a voicemail. If I could just wipe the slate clean, start over, we'd be happy. Police finally had a motive, insurance money, a new woman, and a belief that he could stage it all perfectly. Then the game changed. During a second search of the family home, they found a phone, one that wasn't logged into Jason's usual account. Hidden behind a false panel in the garage. Burner phone. Prepaid. Used once to search. How long before bodies are found in a sealed house? The case was reopened. But Jason? Gone. Vanished before he could be arrested. Is he hiding? Running? Or planning something even worse? An international warrant is now out for Jason Carter. He's officially a fugitive. But where is he? And how far will he go to avoid justice? Jason Carter, accused of killing his entire family. Convicted in civil court, but never criminally charged. Then he vanished. Right before he was supposed to be arrested. Now, he's a ghost. Police launched a manhunt. Small towns, campgrounds, border alerts. They tracked pings, bank cards, toll booth footage. Nothing until a man matching Jason's height and build, wearing a cap, glasses, using cash. He looked into the camera for just 1 second, then gone again. The FBI released a wanted poster. Tip lines lit up Texas, Utah, Mexico, even Costa Rica. Some said they saw him hitchhike. Others said he was on a boat. But then a twist no one expected. A YouTube video, posted anonymously, only titled, "I'm still here. You all think you know the truth. You don't. I love them. But I had to disappear. For my own safety." Investigators traced the video to a burner laptop, left in a bus station locker in Omaha. Inside the locker, a flash drive, with photos. Dozens of them. Jason, in hotels, mountains, crowded markets, smiling. He wanted them to know he's watching. Catch me if you can. But one image was different, taken outside a house, at night, with a timestamp. That matched the day Ryan Carter said someone watched his kids from across the street. Is Jason taunting police? Or is he planning something darker? Because the next photo they found was of a new woman, smiling, holding hands with Jason, and she has no idea what he's done. Jason Carter, family annihilator turned fugitive, left behind a trail of lies. A chilling video, "I'm still here." A photo, outside his brother's home. But the final photo? The one that shocked investigators? Jason, holding hands with a new woman, young, smiling, unaware. The file name on the photo? Sarah 2025, JPG. That was the clue. Investigators ran the image through facial recognition, and they found her. Sarah Langley, 28, barista at New Mexico. And here's the terrifying part. She had no clue Jason Carter was using a fake name. He told her he was Aaron Blake, said he lost his wife to cancer. No kids, no past. U.S. Marshals approached her home. Gently, carefully, she answered. Shocked, scared. "He's not here," she said. "He left 2 days ago. Said he was going on a solo hike." Then she handed them his backpack. Inside, one burner phone, a knife, $1,300 in cash, and a map. A paper map, with one location circled. A remote cabin, deep in the Colorado Rockies. Marshals closed in, armed. Careful. Days passed. The cabin, empty. But they found this: a journal. Jason's pages and pages of unhinged rants, plans, drawings, and one list. Loose ends. With Ryan's name at the top, and Sarah's underlined twice. Jason Carter is now on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. A $250,000 reward has been issued. But the last page of his journal said, "I'll finish what I started, no matter how long it takes." Where we uncover Jason's disturbing final plan, and the trap police are setting to catch him before someone else dies. Jason Carter, accused of slaughtering his wife and kids, vanished before arrest, left behind a journal, with a hit list, and a threat: "I'll finish what I started." Now, he's one step ahead, but time is running out. His journal wasn't just ramblings, it was a roadmap. Dates, coordinates, Routines? Police think he was tracking Ryan, his brother, the one who testified. Ryan's address, his work schedule, even his kids' school routes. He wasn't done, he was hunting. The FBI made a decision. Use bait. Draw Jason out. Set the trap. They convinced Ryan to help. Under 24/7's protection, he posted online, moving back into the family home this week. Time to stop running. It was a lie. A digital footprint left just for Jason. Every click, every post, tracked, and then a hit. A phone ping from a gas station, 12 miles from the trap house. The man used cash, or gloves, but the camera caught his eyes. That night, a figure approached the home, crouched, careful, carrying something in his hand. It was Jason. He stepped into the yard, walked toward the door, and reached for the knob. That's when the spotlight hit. Federal agents' hands in the air. He bolted, through trees, over fences, but slipped. And just like that, they had him. After 843 days on the run, the man who thought he'd outsmarted everyone was caught. Now, Jason faces multiple charges: capital murder, premeditation, tampering with evidence, and attempted retaliation. Prosecutors say they won't stop until he never walks free again, but there's still one chilling mystery, because inside Jason's boot was a tiny folded note. 6 words. There's one more. You missed him. Jason Carter, convicted in civil court, vanished, reappeared in the shadows. He left behind a trail, a list of names, a twisted journal, and one final note. There's one more. You missed him. But who did we miss? That note wasn't written by Jason. It was written in a child's handwriting. One name written over and over. Tanner, Jason's youngest son, age 9, presumed dead. But what if he wasn't? The body found in Tanner's room was burned, unrecognizable, identified only by clothing and context, never confirmed with DNA. And in Jason's journal, a single line changes everything. He saw it. I told him to run. He was smart. He listened. In a small Colorado town, a boy appeared at a local shelter. No birth certificate. No ID. Just a name. Eli Blake. Jason's alias, Aaron Blake. Coincidence? Or cover-up? He was enrolled in school, homeschooled for a year, then vanished. Resurfaced again in a different state. No relatives, no online presence, but one photo caught the attention of federal agents. A school photo of a boy with Jason Carter's exact eyes. The kid didn't know his real name, didn't know what a courtroom was, but when we showed him a picture of Jason, he froze, then said softly, "That's Uncle Jay. He told me to never tell anyone. If this boy is Tanner, it means Jason killed his wife, his older child, but spared the youngest, and kept him hidden. But why? To raise him, to manipulate him, or to use him for something darker?" Authorities are now rushing DNA tests, trying to confirm the boy's identity, because if it's true, Jason Carter didn't just take lives, he rewrote one. A boy found in Colorado. No past, no birth record, no idea who he really was. Until now, the DNA test came back. Confirmed. 100% match. Eli Blake is Tanner Carter, Jason's youngest son, presumed dead. Alive. Hidden. You're in haste. You spared him. Why? Jason sat still, then whispered, "He was the only one who didn't judge me. He was mine, completely." He didn't spare Tanner out of love. He saw him as property, someone to mold, to train, to replace the family he destroyed. Tanner was kept in emotional lockdown, taught to stay silent, to never ask questions. He lived in at least 3 different states, used 2 different names, was told his mother left, and that his brother ran away. He believed Jason was his uncle, his protector. But now, Tanner remembers. Flashes, screams, the smell of smoke, and one phrase Jason said before he vanished that night: "You're the only one I need." Authorities say Jason was planning to take Tanner again. His journal had a route, a cabin, and a new ID for the boy, Tanner J. Blackwell. A clean slate. For a dark second act. Now, Jason Carter is being charged with capital murder, child abduction, child endangerment, fraud, identity falsification. He's facing life without parole. But the biggest question remains, can Tanner recover? Can he ever know who he really is? When his entire identity was built on a lie, where Tanner makes a statement for the first time, and the trial of Jason Carter begins with the courtroom twist no one saw coming. Jason Carter, family man, murderer, fugitive, captured after 843 days on the run, charged with killing his wife and son, and hiding his youngest, Tanner, for years. But now, it all ends here. The courtroom was packed. Cameras, family, tension. Jason pled not guilty, said he was framed, that Tanner was never in danger, but the evidence crushed him. Prosecutors laid it all out. The lies, the escape, the manipulation. And then, they called the last witness. Tanner. He walked in slowly out 12, still healing, but calm, strong. He told me my mom left me, but I remember her. She didn't leave. He took her. The courtroom froze. Jason looked down, silent. After 6 days of testimony and 3 hours of deliberation, the jury returned guilty on all counts. Jason Carter was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He tried to destroy everything, but Tanner made it out. He's the reason we have hope again. Tanner now lives with relatives. He's getting therapy. He's learning to trust the world again. His story isn't over, but his nightmare is. Not all survivors carry visible scars. Some carry memories and courage, and sometimes that's enough to bring monsters to justice. Thank you for following this series. Share your theory in the comments. Subscribe, share, and like for future case deep dives. This story might be closed, but the questions are still wide open.